Today is Wednesday, April 15th, and we are doing a social studies lesson today. Let's start with our Panther pledge. Ready, read. I am a Collinsville Panther. I am kind. I am safe. I am cooperative. I am respectful. I am going to make good choices so I can be proud of myself. I am at school to learn. I am going to have a great day. No excuses. Our learning goals today is I can talk about the preamble to the Alabama Constitution. I can talk about the preamble to the United States Constitution. I can discuss how the two preambles are alike and how they are different. So just like we did Monday, we're comparing and we are contrasting. Or even in math, we compared and contrast decimals. In social studies, we're comparing and contrasting the Alabama Constitution and the United States Constitution. Let's learn about the Alabama Constitution. Did you know that each state has a constitution to follow, as well as following the U.S. Constitution? When Alabama became a state in 1819, the leaders had to decide what rules its citizens, now citizens means the people that live here, so they had to decide what rules its citizens were going to follow. Let's look at the preamble, okay? If you'll remember from reading, this word has a prefix, pre. What does pre mean? It means before. So, preamble is the beginning of the Alabama Constitution and the U.S. Constitution to see what they are all about.
Do you know about the government? Can you tell me about the Constitution? Hey, learn about the USA. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers did agree to write a list of principles for keeping people free. The USA was just starting out, a whole brand new country. And so our people spelled it out, the things that we should be. And they put those principles down on paper and called it the Constitution. And it's been helping us run our country ever since then. The first part of the Constitution is called the Preamble and tells what those founding fathers set out to do. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers all sat down and wrote a list of principles that's known the world around. The USA was just starting out, a whole brand new country. And so
our founding fathers, which mean a group of men that wrote the Constitution, they wrote down some different rules and laws that the United States should follow. That's what they did, and they wrote it on what's called the Constitution. Play.
people spelled it out. They wanted a land of liberty. preamble goes like this. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility.
We the people. If you will remember, before we won the Revolutionary War and became our own country, we were a part of England or Great Britain, and they had a king, and whatever the king said, we had to do, and we did not like that. So one of the first things that is established in our Constitution is the right for all the people to make decisions. Not just one person, but everybody has a role in making the decisions for our country.
Provide for the common defense.
Provide for the common defense.
Promote the general welfare and
Make sure that they're promoting the general welfare, so making sure we're healthy.
secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our.
They're voting, so every person has the right to vote when they turn 18.
Posterity do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. For the United States of America.
Okay, this is a video. We're going to read about the preamble. That's the beginning of the Constitution. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. So I would think that means in order to be the best that we can be, establish justice. So make sure that when wrongs are done, that we hold those people accountable, and when people have done right, that those people are recognized and freed for their innocence. Ensure domestic tranquility, so peace. Provide for the common defense, so make sure that we are defended against bad things. Promote the general welfare, making sure we're safe. And secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish the Constitution of the United States of America. Okay, now that was the United States preamble. Here is Alabama's Constitution. Come on, load, load, load. Come on. If this part is on the video, I apologize. I'm trying to figure out ways to edit videos, but it's a learning curve. I was recording these on my laptop, but it would only make me record videos like 2 minutes at a time. So that's why I had to make like 6 on Monday. And they took so long to upload to YouTube, so it started doing it by my phone. Okay, so here we go. Wow. We, the people of the Alabama Territory, have the right of admission into the general government as a member of the Union, consistent with the Constitution and laws of the United States, by our representatives assembled in convention at the town of Huntsville on Monday, the 5th of July, 1819, in pursuance of an act of Congress entitled An Act to Enable the People of the Alabama Territory to form a constitution and state government, and for the admission of such state into the Union on an equal footing with the original United States. Okay, so to me, all that is being said there is that Alabama wants to be a part of the United States and is a part of the United States, and they will follow by the rules of the U.S. Constitution, as well as establishing their own state rules. Okay, so here's some things that they want to do. They want to, in order to establish justice, ensure tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure to ourselves and our prosperity and the rights of life, liberty, and property, do ordain and establish the following constitution or form of government, and do manually agree with each other to form ourselves into a free and independent state by the name of the state of Alabama. So you'll notice some of the things that they said they were going to do is exactly what the United States Constitution said that we should do. And we do hereby recognize, confirm, and establish the boundaries assigned to the state by the act of the 31st degree of north latitude, intersects the Perdido River, thence east to the western boundary of the state of Georgia, thence along said line to the southern boundary line of the state of Tennessee, thence west along said boundary line to the Tennessee River, thence up to the same to the mouth of the Bear Creek, thence by direct line to the northwest corner of Washington County, thence due south to the Gulf of Mexico, thence eastwardly, including all islands within 6 leagues of the shore, to the Perdido River, and thence up to the same to the beginning. So that's just basically showing where our boundaries are for our state. Let's see. It's got a Declaration of Rights that all free men when they form a social compact are equal in rights. Let's look up top here. A person of debtor where there is no strong perception of fraud shall not be disdained in prison. So there's lots of different things, that rules and laws that they've got in here. And if you will go to the dcapk12.org website, click 4th grade lessons, look on Wednesdays and click preamble lesson, it's going to bring up this paper, and you can click the link to get to that, and you can read the rest of them if you want to. So here's the preamble of the Constitution. We, the people of Alabama Territory, having the right of admission into general government as a member of the Union. Yeah, so I just read this. So you can see that this is very similar to the United States Constitution. So let's look at similarities. In the U.S. Constitution, it says we the people of the United States, but in the Alabama one it says we the people of Alabama territory. In the U.S. one it says in order to form a more perfect union, and the Alabama one it says as a member of the union. They both want to establish justice, and they both want to ensure tranquility. Alabama just has plain tranquility, but over here it says domestic tranquility. So to me that means to make sure that the country has peace. They both say to provide for common defense. They both want to promote the general welfare. Okay, here's some differences. The United States one wants to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Over here it says, and secure to ourselves and our posterity the rights of life, liberty, and property. So that's a big change there. Property is something that you own. Do ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America. Do ordain and establish the following Constitution or form of government, and do manually agree with each other to form ourselves into a free, independent state by the name of the state of Alabama. Okay, how are they alike? How are they different? To me, they both have similar goals. They both want to provide liberty to their people. So they both want, the people that lives there, either in the country or in the state, to have their own rights. And they both want to make sure that their people are safe. What's different to me, the U.S. Constitution is just a more broader statement. So it is ensuring liberty and justice and all those things for everybody that lives in the country. Whereas Alabama, it's more specific to our state. What does it mean to establish justice? I talked about that. What do y'all think? Pause it, think about it, write it down. When you're ready, unpause it. So I think that justice means that, like I said, the people who have done wrong are held accountable for their actions, and the people who have done right and done the right thing, they are not punished for just doing the right thing. Sometimes that's kind of a hard deal, but our Constitution says we want to try to do our best to provide justice. Why do you think Alabama chose to write their preamble in a similar way to the preamble of the Constitution? Pause it, think about it, unpause it when you're ready. So I think that they kept it the same because they are a part of the United States, and they didn't want to say anything that is completely different than what our country stands for. Because if our state started writing laws and rules that were way different than what our country was founded on, then that would probably cause a lot of problems. So I think that's why they wanted to write it in a similar way. All right, so you get to try it. Your home is becoming its own country. You are its new leader. You have been tasked with writing the preamble to the Constitution. This will outline the core beliefs and values of your new country. Write the preamble that shows what is important to your new country, your home, and its people or family. Wow, that's pretty cool. So you get to make up your own rules and your own things that are important to you. You are becoming the president or the founding father of your own house. I'm going to include a Google document that you can edit and put pictures and just decorate on there. Or if you've got a sheet of paper and you just want to do it on a sheet of paper, color it, you know, make it pretty, make it the way you want to, you can do that as well. All right, so that ends our social studies lesson. I hope that you have a good rest of the day.